Have a nice day, everyone. I will continue this series. Where can I find aircraft conditional inspection or special inspection? This is the video number 3. You know, before that, this you can find in chapter 5, Aircraft Maintenance Manual, chapter 5. The subject now, the overweight landing. What about the weights? Sometimes you can take maximum taxi weight, maximum takeoff weight, maximum landing weight. Here is the overweight means the weight is more than maximum landing weight. This is my channel and this is my photo. This is 3 items I hope to carry out. This is the forces occurs during the overweight landing. This is compression forces for the main landing gear, shock struts and the components. Okay, here bending for the wings as a cantilever. Also the forward part of the fuselage and aft fuselage. Here other forces here, shear forces and torsion forces. This part for the pilots and the engineers. The overweight landing. This case when the airplane lands at a weight that is above the maximum landing weight, which specified in the aircraft flight manuals or the aircraft weight and balance manual. This is the overweight landing. A pilot may consider making an overweight landing when a situation arises, the emergency cases here, that require the airplane to return to the takeoff airport or divert to another airport soon after takeoff, such as the landing gear cannot refuse to retract. In these cases, the emergency cases, the airplane may arrive at landing airport at the weight considerably above the maximum designed landing weight. The pilot must then decide whether to reduce the weight prior to landing or land overweight. This is two choices. The weight can be reduced either by holding to in flight to burn off fuel or ejection fuel or dump fuel. The system in some aircraft or some models and others haven't. There are important issues to consider when a decision must be made to land overweight or burn off fuel. This is philosophy of the airline for their pilots. In an emergency, should the pilot determine that an overweight auto land is the safest course of action, the approach and landing should be closely. Here, if auto land should be closely monitored by the pilot, and the following factors considered. Touchdown may be beyond the normal touchdown zone, allow for additional landing distance. Touchdown at higher than normal skin rate may result in exceeding structure limit. What about the sink rate? The sink rate is the amount of distance per time the aircraft sinks from final position to reach touchdown on the runway threshold, usually measured in feet per second. The overweight landings are safe because the conservation required in the design of transport category airplanes by Federal Aviation Regulation, Part 25, here for landing gear design, these two cases, a sink rate of 10 feet per second has the maximum design landing weight. The other case, a sink rate of 6 feet per second had the maximum design takeoff weight. The overweight here, automatic landing, are not recommended by Boeing, but other models. Go to your aircraft maintenance manual and aircraft flight manual. This part for the engineer, B1 engineer, airframe and engine. If this is an inspection applicable when airplane landing was overweight, but was not a hard landing, just overweight only. If the inspection does not show that damage has occurred, so no more action. If the inspection shows damage has occurred, you must go to the other inspection here, the second inspection here. Do a test of the main landing and nose landing gear for signs of interference, misalignments, or distortions. Examine the main landing gear area as follows in Chapter 32. Lift the aircraft on jacks. Here I want to make retraction and extension. Retract and extend the main landing gear with the control handle. Then retract the main landing gear with no control handle and extend it with the alternate extension system. Retract the nose landing gear also with the control handle and extend it with the alternate extension system. Examine the main and nose landing gear components, joints, fittings, links, struts, tires, wheels, brakes. Look at the hydraulic fluid level in the shock strut. Maybe leaks, so you need to service. Examine the fuselage and wing areas. Remove the upper wing to body fairing to check the connection between wing and body and the fuselage. The lower fuselage structure for skin, buckling, flaking paint, cracks, and pulled or missing fasteners. Trailing edge flaps and flight controls. Look for sign of fuel leaks or other fluid leaks. Okay, this is the reference for details here. I will put it in the first comments under the video. This video for the beginners and the new graduates of aeronautical engineers, but the experience or the engineers and airlines must go to the maintenance manual and flight manuals. Thank you very much. I am waiting your comments and your suggestions. Thank you very much and goodbye.